Hey, I'm Brandon Vogt, the best-selling author of Return, How to Draw Your Child Back to the Church, and the content director for Bishop Robert Barron's Word on Fire Catholic Ministries. Do you want to hear something crazy, a really startling statistic? Did you know that in the last 7 years, the number of atheists in America has doubled? Doubled. Think about that for a second. How crazy is that? The Pew Research Group found that in 2007, there were 5 million atheists in America. But in their latest poll, they say that the number today is over 10 million atheists in America. Now, if that wasn't distressing enough, researchers at CARA, which is a Catholic social science group, probably the best in the country, they found even higher numbers in their recent poll. CARA's national poll last year found that 17% of Americans say they don't believe in God. Can you believe that? 17%. Now, I'm guessing this means that you likely have friends and family members who fit into that group, who are skeptics or atheists or agnostics. Maybe they don't identify explicitly as atheists. Maybe they wouldn't check the atheist box on a survey, but they still have trouble with God. God plays no role in their life. They don't live as if God exists, and they certainly don't believe that God has anything to do with the world. Think about it for a second. Can you think of someone in your life, a particular person, maybe a child or a spouse, maybe a friend or a coworker, who doesn't believe that God exists? Can you picture one or maybe even several skeptical people that you know? I know I can. Almost all of us know people like that. And these are people that we deeply love. These are our friends, our family, our coworkers. These are people who we desperately wish had a relationship with God because we know how much love and joy and peace that it would bring them. Yet still, many people doubt. Skepticism is on the rise in our culture. Just take a look around.
System. Atheism. So this is atheism in a nutshell. You say there's a God. I say, can you prove that? You say no. I say I don't believe you.
You might say that skepticism is today's most popular religion. You see it promoted everywhere, from TV sitcoms to cartoons to Hollywood movies and to books. Skeptical teachers rule many of our middle and high school classrooms and many of our college campuses. They lead many of our white-collar offices. The atheist skeptical agenda is being pushed full force in our culture. I mean, just take a second and think about the most popular movies and TV shows today. Almost invariably, people who reject God are depicted as cool and smart and successful. People who believe in God are almost always presented as weak and foolish and backward. Now, this is a big problem. Why? Because the more pervasive skepticism is becoming, the more people are beginning to doubt things that they've long taken for granted. Things like their belief in God or their commitment to religion. Now, few of us need statistics to confirm this fact. We know atheism is on the rise. We sense it. We see it around us every single day. We know more and more people are having trouble believing. So what does this mean for you? Well, it means that if you haven't already, you will encounter atheism soon. You will soon have atheist family or friends or coworkers openly challenging your faith in God. Maybe they'll mock your beliefs openly, or perhaps they'll just disagree in quiet but obvious ways. But whatever the case, you will soon have close people in your life who doubt that God is real. And when that time comes, what are you going to do? What are you going to say? How are you going to bring clarity and help them see that God is real? Well, if you don't have answers to those questions now, don't worry. Most Christians don't. But here's the thing. All Christians know that God exists, but few are sure how to show that God exists. I'll say that again because it's important. All Christians know that God exists, but few are sure how to show that God exists. And so that's why I put together this free video series titled Best Evidence for God. If you have trouble talking with atheist or skeptical friends, then this video course will help you a ton. But why me? Why should you listen to whatever I have to say? Well, for one thing, I've talked with hundreds of atheists over the years. After converting to Catholicism myself, I started a website called StrangeNotions.com. Strange Notions brings Catholics and atheists together to discuss the big questions of life. Now, when we first launched, I thought it would reach maybe a couple hundred people, but it quickly exploded. Since launching in 2013, the site has drawn over 3 million visitors who have exchanged over 100,000 comments and conversations. It's now become the largest outreach to atheists in the history of the Catholic Church. Now, during my years running Strange Notions, I've personally talked with hundreds of atheists. I've heard their stories. I've listened to their best arguments. I know what they believe and what makes them tick. Now, of course, every person is unique. We all know that. Atheists, like any other group, include a wide variety of backgrounds, experiences, and beliefs. But through these thousands of encounters and conversations at Strange Notions, I have noticed several patterns. I've detected what seems to help at least some of these atheists come to believe in God, and I've also learned what can push them further away. And those are exactly the insights that I want to share with you in this free video series. So, in the next video, which I'm going to share with you in a couple days, I'll teach you the single best reason to believe that God exists. It's the one argument you want to have in your bag of responses, but it's probably not what you think. Most Christians can't articulate this reason, even though it is the main reason why great philosophers like Aristotle and Plato believed in God. It's the main reason great Christians like St. Paul and St. Thomas Aquinas believed in God. And it's the one reason that you want to put forward to anyone who suggests that God doesn't exist. So you'll definitely want to catch that next video. Again, in that video, I'm going to teach you exactly what to say and how to say it. After that, in video number 3, I'm going to give you some really helpful tips about how to dialogue fruitfully with atheists. What are some powerful tactics and strategies that you can use? How can you move the conversation forward and help lead skeptical friends and family to God? That's what you're going to learn in the 3rd video in this series. Finally, in the 4th and last video of this series, I'm going to share some next steps for going even deeper on the topic of atheism and mastering it from every possible angle. You're going to find helpful resources to understand atheism inside and out so that you'll never be afraid to talk with skeptical friends or family. So, does all that sound good? Does that sound like something that you want to learn? If so, then make sure you catch video number 2. Don't miss that video. And before we go, I want you to do one thing today after watching this video. I want you to scroll down beneath it. You'll see a comment section right beneath this video. And I want you to leave a comment telling me this. What most worries you about talking with skeptics or atheists? Why do you clam up whenever the discussion turns toward God? What makes you nervous? So leave your comment right beneath this video. I'm going to read every single one of the comments. So if you write it, I'll read it. And I'll respond to as many of them as I can. And if you found this video useful, please share it with other friends and family and parishioners on Facebook, on Twitter, even just by sharing this URL with whoever you'd like. Finally, this is super important. Some people are going to just watch this video, they're going to get excited about video number 2, but then they're going to click away and forget about the rest of the series. Don't make that mistake. Here's what you should do. It takes just a few seconds. After you scroll down and leave your comment, so leave your comment first, but after you scroll down, then click the big button that says send me video number 2, and then pop in your name and email. That's it. That way, I can email you the next video as soon as it goes live. You don't have to worry about spending your time trying to remember to come back to this website to see if video 2 is live. Save yourself all the worry and hassle and just pop in your email on this page so I can send it to you the second that it's ready to go. Does that sound good? Those are your 2 tasks for right now. Number 1, leave a comment below letting me know what most worries you about talking with skeptics or atheists. And then second, click the big button that says send me video number 2 and pop in your email address. That's it. Again, thanks so much for watching this video, and I'll see you in video number 2.